Good morning, everyone. Today we will study something new. It is related to climate crisis. Especially, it is done in Athens or Greek. The title of this conversation between Jenny Doring and Nikki Santonis is Athens' Ancient Solution to Modern Water Woes, Reviving Hadrian's Aqueduct. Without further ado, let's get moving. So, the resource that we are going to study is a conversation between two people, Jenny Doring and Nikki Kitsantonis. The two of them are journalists, and they talk about climate crisis in Athens. And as you can already feel, climate crisis is anywhere, including in our community, in our country as well. But right now, let's get moving to what is happening in Greek. There are four issues identified by the two speakers. The first one is intensifying drought and extreme heat, which leads to climate disruption that has severely impacting Athens, leading to dwindling water supplies and surging demand. In addition to that, there has been a surging demand of water because the population growth from residents and tourists puts further strain on water resources. The third one is related to something yet you can see, something visible. Now people can easily find fires, which happen to be more common and closer to the capital. And some islands have declared states of emergency due to water shortages. This is very interesting to see that Greece um, has only recently begun to widely discuss climate change due to these intense repercussions. The topic of the conversation today is related to the Roman engineering marvel called aqueduct. So you can see from the picture here that in order to transport water from one place to another, the Roman Empire, back to 2000 years ago, or much earlier than that, they had developed ingenious, smart ways to create engineering technique. So this is the focus of the conversation. So what is meant by Hadrian Aqueduct? So it is called Roman engineering marvel, and the aqueduct was built in the second century AD by Roman Emperor Hadrian. It supplied Athens with water for centuries. So how long has it been already? It should be 2,200 years, I would suppose. It's very long. And it is considered to be the longest operation underground aqueduct and still functional today, stretching about 15 miles and is the longest operational. It's going to be about 25 kilometers, I would assume. And it is considered to be untapped potential because all the water has run through it nearly for 2,000 years. It hasn't been meaningfully collected or used for about a century. So this is very interesting to know that the project is considered to be as a revitalization. It's to make use of the old project and to get it fixed and get it repurposed. So that will address a modern water scarcity. So the word scarcity is very important here. You need to pay attention to it, to the detail. The pilot project is Henry. The test, it's the suburb north of Athens with 80,000 residents. And you cannot drink the water though. You call it non-potable water. So, because it is only intended for watering gardens and washing, not drinking. So the project is intended to extend the network to seven other boroughs, or let's say a big areas, right? And the intention is for the urban greening. So it is used to irrigate green areas to reduce the heat island effect. The goals and impacts, it's beyond just water savings, right? So, well, in fact, the projected use or impact could be very little because it is just 1% of Athens' average annual consumptions. So, out of 100 billion gallons, the project would only produce 205 50 million gallons. So it's a tiny fraction of this huge. But this is a major goal to sensitize the public related to water scarcity and encourage conservation. And they want to make sure that people start to realize water becomes a precious commodity that needs to be preserved and not wasted. The issue is how to maintain the awareness of public because people seem to be not paying attention. So many residents, even those near the central reservoir, are unaware of the aqueduct existence. And it is significant to invite participation from the citizens. And this is very interesting that the project has been seen unusual, but in the same time also effective to involve citizens. And one thing that is very interesting to me is that even school children have also been actively involved. So they design for the tanks for schools and also green areas along the aqueduct path in their neighborhoods. And this is very interesting to go more deeply because it also becomes a model for the international public, related to Serpa Portugal, for example. They're interested in reharnessing its 17th century aqueduct and replicating Athens' citizen participation model. In Rome and Italy, ironically, officials in Rome have shown interest in Athens' citizen participation model for other initiatives, despite Hadrian being a Roman emperor. So I think this is an interesting piece that invites other things. Now we come to the conclusion of our conversation that um, it is very important for us to adapt to a changing climate. Intensifying impacts, that's something that we need to be heading to. And just like what Nikki Gitsantonis notes, the temperatures are rising and the climate impacts are becoming more intense, visibly changing daily life. And the role of the project is certainly the Aqueduct project aims to contribute to this evolving climate conversation by making the public more aware that water is running out and action is needed. And certainly, we do hope for a greener future. The project symbolizes a different approach to smart water management and adapting to climate change. This is the video for now, and I hope you enjoy this little orientation. To tell you the truth, the video is far from perfect, but for the purpose of learning, I think that's enough for now. And we'll see each other very soon. Bye bye.